I am so happy you're here because what I'm about to share with you has completely changed my life, literally to the point that I want to get it tattooed on my hand. So I hope it can change yours too. This is my 4-step process for mastering literally any skill, including socializing and reducing social anxiety. Are you ready? Let's get into it. So I'm going to use social dynamics as the guiding example throughout this video, but this process works for just about anything. I've also used this to figure out the best workout plan for myself and my lifestyle. I'm using it now to learn how to make better YouTube videos and make my channel grow every week. You can use this for literally anything you want to get good at. Which leads me into the preliminary step before you do all these other 4 steps, which is of course to know what you want to get better at and set goals so you know how to get there. But once you've done all that, the first step is to do your research. Learn as much as you can about the topic so you're prepared when you go out and try it. I suggest doing this primarily online because most of the information ever known is out there somewhere on the internet. But do it however works best for you, whether that's YouTube videos, articles and blogs, studies, podcasts, books, audiobooks, including a website that's really cool called Blinkist, which I just signed up for last week. They're not sponsoring the video or anything. I'm not that big yet, don't worry. But I found it really useful because you can get a whole book summary in about 15 to 20 minutes, so that's very useful. But anyway, be careful not to get stuck in step 1 by overanalyzing everything. Don't wait until you've learned everything or wait until the perfect moment or until you're ready, because that moment will never come. Instead, make sure to just move on to step 2, which is take action. I say this all the time, but only because it's extremely important. So important that I even have it here on my shirt. You'll never get great at something no matter how much you research it. You have to actually go out and try it and get first-hand experience. You won't become a pro basketball player by just watching basketball videos. You have to actually go out there, pick up a ball, and start shooting. Now, an important thing to note here is that it will make your life way easier if you take baby steps and you lower the bar for success. Instead of focusing on perfection, focus on progress. This way, you'll be able to act on those small, non-intimidating goals, and when you actually complete them, it'll get you momentum in the right direction because it's super motivating to get something done, no matter how small. Looking only at the end goal from the very beginning is intimidating and it will paralyze you. You will never act. For example, if I wanted to make my very first YouTube video be perfect production quality at the same level as these established, experienced YouTubers, I never would have turned on the camera. Instead, I started doing whatever I could and started taking little baby steps to make every video just a little bit better than the last. And that is very manageable. Step 3, use feedback. Figure out what worked and what didn't work and adjust accordingly. Here I'll use the example of going to a bar to try to improve your social skills. You've done your research online about social dynamics and now you're on to step 2, taking action, going out there to the bar and seeing what works. Now let's say you ended up approaching 3 different people or groups throughout the night. Let's say in the first one, you didn't talk that much, you didn't really know what to say, and there was a ton of awkward silence and you ended up just leaving because it was super awkward. Now for the second, you took that feedback, but then you ended up overcompensating when you approached the second group or the second person, and you ended up just talking way too much, coming on way too strong, and you could see it in the reactions of the person. You could see it in their body language. Maybe they're turning away from you a little bit or not really making eye contact, or maybe they're just not paying attention. So then for the third, you made some small adjustments and you were able to find that perfect balance, and the interaction actually went really well. Things were going back and forth, no one was talking way too much or way too little, and everything went great. Then at the end of the night, just reflect on everything as a whole. How did it go? Once you've done these 3 steps, you've taken a huge leap forward. But if you stop there, you're not going to make any more forward progress, and you might even start to take some steps back. So that's where step 4 comes in. Repeat. Repeat, repeat, repeat until it becomes effortless and natural. Eventually, once you've had enough experience, you'll know just about everything about social dynamics or whatever topic you're learning about, both in terms of the theories and knowledge and all that, as well as the practical first-hand applications. After repeating this process over and over for a long period of time, you're bound to master it, all the way to the point where you don't even need to think about it anymore. Everything just comes naturally. This is the end goal, but as I said earlier, make sure not to keep that at the front of your mind because it'll be intimidating and might stop you from acting. Instead, just take small steps. Look at the very next couple steps that you have to take to get in that direction. So about that tattoo I mentioned in the beginning. It consists of 4 glyphs, which are these little symbols that represent different concepts. And I want one on each finger. Explore, which means keeping your mind open to new topics that may interest you. Learn everything you can about it. Challenge. Challenge yourself by going out and actually putting these things into action. And finally, transcend. Basically just repeat learn and challenge over and over again until it just becomes natural. So this is less of a linear process like this video, but more like a reminder to keep doing some of these things. For example, you're gonna have to go between learn and challenge over and over again before you get to transcendence. Also, you can be mastering a skill, doing the learning and challenging, while still exploring other topics. So as you see, it's not quite such a linear process as is the one in this video. So that's what I consider my bulletproof formula for personal development. Do your research, take action, use feedback, and repeat. Do this and I can assure you, you will see massive progress in whatever area you're trying to master. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell so you get notified every time I drop a new video every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Now go out there and put this into action and I will see you in the next video. Peace.